What's going on, Pokemon GO trainers? Welcome to episode 193 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon GO way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle. Adam, yo, hello. What up?
Yo, hello.
Yo. What up, bruh?
Not too much. Just chilling out, getting ready for a exciting episode here.
This is going to be a good week. So today is the 31st. We were promised our big news from Niantic tomorrow. You know, Adam and I do have a crystal ball, so we can talk about it. We're excited. And Adam, lot to cover today. I think that what we'll do is we'll kind of talk about their messaging. They'll talk about their updates, all that stuff. We'll talk about the follow-up meeting that we had with the task force team and Niantic employees. We'll talk about that. And then we'll get into our actual show as the back half of the show with like the weekly recap. We'll talk about their, Season of Mischief, Go Battle League, Psychic Spectacular. There is a lot of game news all on top of the big news that we want to lead with here. So I don't know, Adam, what you ready? You ready for this? I'm excited.
I'm ready. I am ready spaghetti.
All right. So early August, it was the 5th of August, Niantic, responded to the community, the Hear Us Niantic thing, and said, hey, we hear you. We'll respond by September 1st with, an update for you based on this team that we're going to put together of cross-functional task force stuff.
Team America, go.
It was, hearing it at that point, it was definitely like fun that they used the words task force. I don't know. It was early August, so it was like, yo, this fucking month is gonna drag like hell, and it's gonna take forever for them, and it's gonna bring down the Ultra Unlock. So I want to talk about that when we get there, of how we had to like trudge through August to finally get to where we are today. But let's talk about this whole thing. And Adam and I were on this second follow-up call with Niantic. No, we weren't on the same call. They had two sessions, so we were actually split up. We'll talk about that stuff after we get through like the news that's surrounding all of this, because there is a lot to talk about here. But Adam, earlier today, they actually shared a pretty huge update via their Twitter account. So this didn't come via Niantic help or like they've done sometimes. It hadn't come from the blog even. It came directly from the Pokemon GO Twitter account, which we never see them actually share information through. It was really interesting. But it was like a whole string of tweets, and it kind of updated them with updated us with information that they wanted to get to us prior to the September 1st announcement. So that was interesting. They're like, here, have this first, chew on this. And pretty much what they said was, due to the results...
No.
Yes, the results of the task force discussions, that they wanted to make some changes. And these changes were going to be based on two current sets of region-based bonuses, like the United States and New Zealand, that will ultimately be replaced with one set of global bonuses at the onset of the season, September 1st. In the US and New Zealand, we had the 10 times new Pokestop thing, XP. We had two raid passes a day. Like, that was a phenomenal thing. It stinks that we knew it was temporary, but those are gone. Those are out. And replacing it is 3 times new Pokestop XP and 2 times lure duration. So no more 10 times new Pokestop XP, no more 2 raid passes a day. Now we get 3 times Pokestop, new Pokestop XP, and double lure duration. So, that's better than the stuff just leaving, right? Like, they actually gave us, like, they're weaning us off.
Yeah, I do like this.
They put a little Neosporin on the boo-boo, like after they took the Band-Aid off.
Leaves no scars. Leaves no scars.
Yeah. Incense will continue to still behave like it did with the increased effectiveness and additional effectiveness while walking, Remote raiders are still going to have the damage boost. Now, that's all within the US and New Zealand because we were the ones that had this, the first things change. Outside of the US and New Zealand, again, this is now going global, Incense will be more effective while walking. That wasn't adopted in the rest of the world. Now it is. They're going to have the 3 times new Pokestop XP and the 2 times lured duration. So this is now more of like a global blanket than things that are going to be isolated anywhere based on whatever the COVID status is. So rather than isolating the US and New Zealand like it was, now pretty much everyone's on this global 3 times new Pokestop XP and 2 times lured duration. So Adam, how do you feel about these changes? And the step down, because I'd imagine that the next step would be no bonuses, right? Like I don't think they continue to replace them. So this was much easier for them to like walk us off the ledge, right?
Yes. Yeah, because the new Pokestop, I do appreciate the extra XP, but I wasn't, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't traveling out of my way just to hit a Pokestop.
You see, I did. I had 2 separate trips that I took, not far, but just to like neighboring towns that I've never like gone through their downtown. And I'm working by like Rutgers University campus. So like I drove through campus and like hit a shit ton of new stops because, with a lucky egg getting the 10 times XP, it was awesome. I definitely explored more because of that bonus. I still think the 3 times XP bonus is still awesome incentive and worth it, in my opinion, to travel somewhere. Like if you're going to a spot that you've seen online that's fucking, filled with stops, like, oh shit, I'm going to downtown Chicago and I've never been there before. I'm about to hit fucking 500 new stops. 3 times XP is still a big deal for that. So I'm all for this. And, they want people to explore. They want people to be social. Lures, baby. Yeah. Have a fucking lure party. That's good shit.
Lured up.
We want her lured up. Yeah, we want shit lit up. That's fun. But what do you think their motivation was to kind of say like, hey, let's get this information out ahead of September 1st? Like, I guess they didn't want it to be clouded, right?
I think bite-sized information that we all can all digest is the way to go.
What about announcing it through the Twitter thread? Like, what'd you think of that?
It was different. That's all.
But not everyone uses but then they did it in in-game news, and obviously, the number one way that Niantic can communicate with their player base is through in-game news, hands down, because clearly, the Twitter user base is a drop in the ocean for the amount of people that actually play Pokemon Go. So it's like if they communicate just on Twitter, they're doing themselves a big disservice because they're not going to reach the majority of their community. In-game news, yes, get that shit tightened down. I want everything through in-game news. That way It's all there. Fuck yeah. Whenever there's like an event information, like instead of sending me to the blog, like remember we've talked about this, where you get a notification in the game for an update and all the update says is here, click this link to the blog.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That's a bunch of bullshit. Like, especially because the blogs were sucking it up. It's like, no, give me the information there. I want to be able to like scroll down in my news feed and look for the event, thing and get all the information right fucking there, right in the game. Like, I don't want to leave the game. Keep my shit active. Keep my screen time on. It was just interesting that this was ahead of September 1st. I'm kind of glad they did it. It warmed up the community because today everyone was like, oh shit, some real fucking transparency, some real communication here. It's coming through Twitter. It's not like sidestepped. And I think people appreciated that. So that's a positive for Niantic. But as for the September 1st announcement itself, and I'm going to loosely read from the release because, this is loosely based on the release. This is the information that's coming tomorrow. So,
So you probably already heard it or read it.
Yes, for sure.
On Reddit.
Right. Or
the in-game news or Twitter.
But I think, the way they explain it is really cool. And I think, I'm just going to kind of like paraphrase from them for the most part. So it says this. First, I want to thank you for being patient. Your passion and concerns have not been lost on us the past few weeks, and our internal task force has spent a lot of time discussing the changes we made to the Pokestop and Gym interaction distances. Now we want to give you an update as promised. All right, strap in.
It's an update on the update.
Strap on.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
What we heard from the community. Pokestops and gyms are one way we try to nudge trainers to get outside and discover new places, walk an extra kilometer or two, and meet others. It's been inspiring to see so many players around the world come together as a result of this design. To me, it means that Pokemon GO is important to many people, and it means that trainers express their concerns because they care about the game. We've been listening to player feedback and also set up 4 roundtable conversations where I spoke with over 30 community leaders from around the world. Thank you for all your participation. The 2 main themes we heard were, bullet points, the 80-meter interaction radius for Pokestop and gyms has been incredibly positive quality of life improvement over the past year and a half, and Niantic has a lot of room to grow when it comes to communication with our players. All right, Adam, let's take a little break right here. They're kind of going into this with that same humble approach that we were talking about last week of the meeting, right? Like this seems very, very good so far, right?
Yeah, all of this is positive.
And what's also important here is, and this isn't a spoiler here, but you could tell that this is being written in first person. Like the first line of it is, "First, I want to thank you for being patient." So just so you can know where this is coming from, this is written from Steve Wang, who is the executive producer on Pico. So this is Steve Wang writing this. The next segment is Pokestop and Gym interaction distance. It says, "We understand that the increased 80-meter interaction distance became a welcome benefit for many players. That is clear from the feedback we saw from the community. So we want to keep it. As announced last week, 80 meters, not 40 meters, will be the base interaction radius for Pokestops and gyms globally from now on." All right, this is important, Adam. We talked about this last week. Like if they tried to slip in some fucking until further notice language. This just says from now on. That's finite. On. From now on.
That's like when rotation happens in the TCG. They say Sword and Shield on.
Right. It's in perpetuity. Beyond this. That's a good thing to use that language. We still believe in the importance of discovering interesting places and things in the real world, and we don't want to lose sight of that. The team and I are eager to develop new ways to motivate and reward trainers for exploring and exercising in the real world. As a result of the task force, we have new ideas to explore, and we look forward to sharing more in the coming months. Next section, seasonal global bonuses. We went through a rough learning experience recently when we had to adjust the game settings for New Zealand quickly in response to their lockdown. This experience taught us that we were not going to be able to effectively adjust the experience on a country-by-country basis in real time. Starting with the Season of Mischief, all bonuses will be set up at a global level and be tied directly to the season in Pokemon GO. You can find more details on this. Here's the link, blah, blah, blah. So again, everything's global now, consistent across the world, not like some New Zealand shit here and some US shit here. Everything's together. Next segment, communication. We should be communicating and engaging with more trainers. I hope that, with your patience and understanding, we can do better here. There are many ways we can improve, but to start, we're making the following commitments to you. Adam, are you ready? Is your buttocks in a seat?
My buttocks is freshly wiggled and adjusted.
This is where it gets good.
How good? Would you say Tony the Tiger great?
It's fucking great, yes.
Okay.
Starting in October, we'll begin publishing a developer diary every other month to share the latest priorities, events, and features for the game. We're going to set up regular conversations with community leaders to continue the dialogue we began this month, and we will continue our work on updating the known issues page, and in those efforts, we'll prioritize bringing greater visibility into the status of existing bugs for trainers. I have some insight that I'll add to this after we get through the announcement. So Adam, developer diaries every other month, regular conversations with community leaders, and a better attention to the known issues page and bugs. This is good, right?
This is good. This is great.
This is the transparency we wanted. This is what we're getting a commitment from them. Like, they can't back down now.
They already said I do.
They did. That shit is fucking locked in. Britney Spears, Kevin Federline, that shit is done. We love how passionate Pokemon Go trainers are about this game, and we want you to know how passionate we are about the gaming community as well. Let me pause here for a second. There's a lot of disconnect here. There's a lot of people that are loud on social that have this feeling and the sentiment that Niantic employees, one, don't play the game, but two, don't care about the game or the franchise. Like, there's a huge segment of people that, like, that's their go-to fucking trolling. You know, you fucking don't even play the game. Like, you don't give a shit. You don't know Pokemon. Like, there's a large segment of people online that's their go-to. So I like that they're calling this out here. And for us, Adam, you've seen the passion from them directly. And I think that Adam, you can speak for yourself. You felt everyone on these meetings was honest, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, did you ever feel like anyone was like yucking it up or like, making it seem like they cared when they didn't?
No. I felt at moments it didn't necessarily feel like they wanted to listen to what we were saying.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I can't wait to hear about this. All right, good. Hold that thought,
okay,
Adam.
Okay.
Hold that. Hold on to that. Don't forget.
I already forgot.
Fuck. The lack of communication regarding the Pokestop and gym interaction radius was not handled well on our part, and it was a great learning experience on how to better engage with our players moving forward. Our top priority is, and always has been, to get people outside and into the real world and creating human connections with each other. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. You'll hear from us again soon. Signed, Steve Wang, executive producer, and the Pokemon Go team. 1, 2, 3, get fucking some. Okay, Adam, is this the September 1st message that you wanted?
No, but only because I didn't have any expectation going into it.
Is this the September 1st message we needed?
Yes.
I agree. I don't know what I wanted, to be honest. I wanted them to show their vulnerability. I wanted them to show their honesty. But I really didn't have an expectation either, besides like, hey, they can't fuck this up. I definitely don't think they fucked this up. I think that this is a home run. Shitty circumstance to get there. You could be losing the game real bad and still hit a home run,
Yes.
So I think this is as good as it could be, and that's a good thing. But, I've had the opportunity to like talk directly with Steve Wang a lot lately. And I have all the faith in this dude. Like, that's the guy. So I dig it. I think this is a very important message from him. And yeah, so Adam, let's talk about these meetings we had, the follow-up meeting.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So we can't talk about who was on the meeting. So it was...
Well, I can't say if you were on or not on any of the
No,
meetings.
we could say that. We were on different calls, but there was a bunch of influencers and creators, and there was a bunch of Niantic employees and other people, task force people, non-task force people, whatever. But beyond that, we can't talk about people. But Adam, was your call an hour? Mine was an hour.
Yes. Okay.
So what was it like, and what went down?
It felt like, they kind of gave us the blanket of this stuff, just saying like, hey, this is what's going to happen. What do y'all think about it? And then the first call was just a lot of people just talking about like PvP.
No. Why? Like in relation to the bonuses? Or just
Yeah. It was kind of weird because it was like talking about incense effectiveness.
No. Okay, well that's relevant.
Yeah,
that's relevant.
It's relevant. Something happened. Yeah, I just was kind of like lost.
Oh no! Look, I get it. It's hard to have a direct audience with Niantic and stay on topic, but yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean the information got out, but it was a lot of talk about like other things that wanted to be improved upon.
Like people just squeezing some shit in like
yeah, and it's kind of like they were telling us what was going on. Yeah, it was kind of like them telling us what was going on and giving us an update, and that's what we wanted. Then they opened up the floor for questions, and it really didn't have any too many questions. It was a lot of, hey, this is what I think, and this is
really interesting,
or like other ideas to implement. And I know a lot of PvP talk got thrown around too, so it's like,
wow. So my meeting was the opposite. Small, very on topic, very focused. I liked this meeting 30 times better than the first meeting. Like, it was great. What the conversation started with was going into Niantic's long-term vision, right? How exploration kind of roots everything. Like, everything's based on exploration. Like, that's the goal. For the first time that I've heard, someone on the call said, #hear us Niantic. So that was validating. They understand that how the communication and transparency issues lead to like frustration from the community. They've finally like put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, if we don't communicate properly, people are going to be pissed. And like, yeah, that's what's going to happen every time. They discussed how their approach to the task force was kind of split in 2. They said that there was part of the task force working on the interaction radius stuff, and part of the task force working on the communication improvement stuff in the long term. So that was really cool because that showed that, like, honestly, the 2 main points that we brought to the table in the initial meetings were obviously fix the interaction distance and fix your communication. So from that initial meeting, they said, all right, let's split up the team and tackle these 2 main areas. And that's how they approached it. So thumbs up. They told us that, they were going to have these commitments with the developer diary, bi-monthly thing. They really want to, through the developer diaries, help us understand like the why, right? Like the why behind the decisions. I think that's like something that we all want to know. That's something that we question a lot. Like, why would they make that decision? Well, maybe in these developer diaries, they can dig into that and say, look, this is why we made this decision. Maybe it's a technical thing, but they want to like demystify those assumptions. And I think that's a great approach because that's where the misinformation comes from. Then the other thing, the meeting with the influencers, that's going to be great. Something, I brought up, and hey, we've been given clearance to talk about this, and I've never talked about this before because it was never part of a meeting that I was told I could talk about. So now I can talk about it. We don't have like we're not like a group of creators from Niantic. Like, we don't have a title. We've never been recognized by Niantic. So a lot of times when we're getting this news out, like, I explain to them, I go, look, I'm a podcast and my audience is relatively small on social. However, it's like hyper engaged. I go, so what ends up happening is when we share this cutting edge news stuff, like the, when it, day and date stuff, it gets in front of a lot of new people that wouldn't normally see it through retweets or whatever. So then we get the question of like, why am I going to trust you on this? Like, how the fuck do you know about Shiny Ditto? Like, who the fuck are you? Like, people don't know me. And I was like, yeah, well, because Niantic has never said like, hey, we have a team of creators that we work with and here they are. So their word is our word. They're, whatever.
Okay. Yeah. That was something that came up at the very end of the meeting.
Did it? Okay.
Mine,
good.
Yeah.
I'm glad because it's an issue. And I've, obviously people that have larger platforms, like big ass fucking platforms, don't have to deal with that as much. But little old fucking podcast, the audio podcast may get hundreds of thousands of downloads, but we still only have a couple thousand Twitter followers. I wish all our listeners followed us on Twitter, but podcasts are fucking weird like that. So it's like, yeah, we get questioned all the time, which is great. That means we're getting in front of new people. I love it. But the point of them working with creators is to help get their message out, which we do. But it's like having a shitty source because we have no validation of that. So I definitely brought that up, and I said that was super important. And because they're promising to have these continued focus groups, these continued meetings with community leaders and creators, I was like, put that on the fucking docket. I don't know when we need to talk about that, but we need to talk about that. So that was good. I was happy I was able to get that point across, and I'm happy I can talk about it now. Because it's been like this weird mum's the word thing. Do you work for Niantic? No. Are you in the partner program? No. Are you under NDA? Yeah. What are you? I don't know.
I'm just a content creator.
I don't know.
And Niantic likes me, I think.
I know. That's they give me the
Hashtag
fucking...
like me, Niantic.
They give me $1 free community day ticket. Thanks. But hopefully that'll be worked out. It's important because we do help get the message out. And obviously when Mystic 7 or Trainer Tips drops a fucking tweet, the reach is fucking massive because they have big followings. They're not going to get questioned. Who the fuck are you? But little old us, we just a podcast.
Little old me.
All right, moving on. More with the meeting here. They said how they're kind of been communicating through blogs didn't feel like it had the correct tone. And we've talked about this for months, how things just seem robotic and almost like corporate speak, right? With some of their communications.
Yeah, for sure.
And that doesn't, and I think a couple weeks ago we talked about it in the show, and I was like, it's odd because not only that doesn't really align with Pokemon being like a fun company, fun brand franchise, but like Niantic, you look at that company and they're like, oh, they're super liberal and they all have different colored hair and doing fun shit and fun pictures. Yeah, woo, Niantic. And then their fucking blogs feel like, drink the Kool-Aid. drink
the Kool-Aid.
Black sneakers. Put on your black Velcro sneakers. So I like that they call that out because the blogs and some of their communications, especially like Niantic support, I don't know if that's lumped in here or not, but some of that communication definitely does not represent them properly or Pokemon, in my opinion. In Steve Wang's announcement, he said that they're going to be putting more visibility into the known issues thing. They want to make sure that there's increased ways that you can communicate where they are in the process of fixing bugs, rather than like how it would say like submitted or investigating and then resolved in a future update. Like there's going to be more touch points, I believe, that will allow maybe like you can sign up for alerts or something like that for more frequent update on a bug's resolution. Something like that. I don't know. Oh, this was a good one. They described the natural tension between game design and the players when the player gets pushed outside of their comfort zone. And that has a big impact on gaming at large because gaming by nature didn't have the get up and go outside thing. It was a sit on the couch thing, sit in your chair thing. So engaging someone with a game, but then at the same time saying, don't do what you do with all your other games. Like all your other games, you're going to sit in front of your TV and play. This game, you got to get up and go. That's a difference. So there is this natural tension, and they are really aware of how to strike a balance between the design of the game and the comfort and convenience of the player. And this was promising for me because we were talking about the importance of like player experience and all that shit. So that made me feel like, all right, this is a way that they can approach understanding that gamers are playing this game maybe different than the way that they're expected to play. And I like that. Oh, they also did pony up and say, yes, in-game news is the best way to communicate with the players because everyone will see it. So hopefully we'll see more of that. Do you think that would reach a limit? How do you like, how often would you be okay with getting like a pop-up or something like that? Like, is once a day too annoying?
Well, as long as there's a way to get rid of the egg animation,
like
toggle it on or off. Hey, we know that they can do the toggle switches.
Were you just waiting for that? Were you waiting for an opportunity to say, like, fuck the egg animations?
No.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate? When you go to your inventory screen and you see the hatched eggs, the hatched Pokemon there, and you didn't get the animations yet. And then you're like, oh, it's coming. Here we go.
And then you just quickly restart the game just so you don't see it. I've already deleted the Pokemon. Why am I seeing the egg?
Why am I still seeing it? I already know the candies. It was really good. I do want to cover a couple more things from this meeting because
couple?
Adam, they gave us the green light to talk about it. This is some good shit right here. This is some good shit. They talked about the Pokemon life cycle team. And this was an internal team at Niantic that said they had a goal of like breathing life into the game and into the creatures to make them feel more alive and to help us respect the creatures through this process, like to make them feel like we could have more of a living connection with them. That was very interesting, very fucking hippie, and I liked it. There was this was the biggie, and I was like, yo, when they dropped this, I was like, I know they didn't talk about this on Adam's call because Adam would have said something. They talked about something, it was an internal process called Code Yellow. And Code Yellow was Niantic's way of identifying that the quality of the game was not where it needed to be. And
wait, so you're talking about Code Instinct?
Code Instinct.
Code Spark? We got a Code Spark. Code Spark. Let's go.
Yeah, it's when the game is like there's bad bugs and the shit ain't working, it goes to fucking Instinct. They identified that like there needed to be a shift in their I don't know, whether their processes or their paradigm at least, to increase the quality of the game. The game's quality was not where it needed to be. And they're evaluating different ways to do that. So I was like, again, I'm like hearing this shit and I'm like, this is the fucking communication that the community wants. Like, why does it have to be limited to this fucking call? Remember when Pokemon Masters sucked when it first launched, right?
Yeah.
And
I just recently downloaded that again.
Dude, a lot of people have because it's pretty fucking rad right now. But they wrote a letter to the community that was exceptionally pulling the curtain back, pretty much saying like, we let you down, and said we're putting wheels in motion to make these changes to fix this because we identify it's broken. Like, the community would have really appreciated if at some point Niantic said to them like, hey, we understand some shit has gone down. We've gone Code Yellow. We've gone Code Instinct. We're making changes. We're working on it. We're actively working on it. Man, that would have been positive to the community, in my opinion. But anyway, it was a really good fucking meeting. I left so incredibly motivated, so incredibly inspired, so optimistic. It was really good. It was really fucking good. So, and I'm excited that I was able to talk about this shit. They gave me clearance. Don't give me shit, Niantic. You said it was okay. So, yeah, it was really good. And I hope the community rallies at this point. Adam, do you think that that's a possibility? Like, do you really think the community will come together after this and like get back to that real strong point, even like as recently as GoFest? Like, because during GoFest, people were at a high. Like,
yeah,
can we get that back?
So. I think so.
I hope so.
Because they told us, and on.
Yeah.
So we get this distance. it stays with us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah. I think it's important for them to commit. They have to. They have to. Because I don't think the community wouldn't have stand for it any other way. Like if they said until further notice, people would fucking lose it. They'd be like, "Did you learn nothing?" So I'm positive all around on this. I really think that Niantic understands that they've got a long way to go to rebuild that rapport, rebuild the trust, rebuild the reputation. They know that they can't buy their way to us. They can't just give us items and make things feel better. It's going to take a committed effort to like show communication, show updates, like all this shit. They got to come through. They're committing to do it. It's like no turning around now. So hopefully they stick to their guns and shit will be good. But Adam, that was a huge front end of the show.
That was a huge.
It was huge. I think we should take a break, come back, and then talk about the news as if it was a normal beginning of the show. What do you think?
I think that's perfect.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You sound demonic, dude. And we're back. From our break, you kind of went Santa Claus at the end there.
I was thinking that too.
You went Delibird at the end a little bit. But before we get into the ass of the show, little housekeeping to get through. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. That $1 will get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. All patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pokemon GO and TCGO prize tournaments. Registration's in the Discord. We hope to see you there. Huge thanks to our gym leader patrons, Absolutely Ryan, Dig Dug Rob, Grant, Jamal, JD Mojo, Jojo, Magikarp, DM, Sharkfin, Talon, Tish, TN Comics, Wiz, and Big Zom Minus. Thank you all so incredibly much. And as always, The Rock, Paul Bott, our executive producer. Thank you so very much, Paul. Just undying support. And we're gracious.
So much support. Thank you.
Also, hopefully I'll get the show out in time, but Saturday night, the September 4th at 7 p.m. on Team Go Rocket Academy's Twitch channel, we're doing a charity tournament featuring your favorite podcast hosts, including Adam and I. We had Salt and Nar from Pokemon Go Radio. We had DeFi and Fish on a Heater from the PvP corner of GoCast. We also had Dino and Astro from Beginner to Winner. And we had a cast of fucking elite battlers: Caleb Pang, Zionic, Speediest Chief, Ali Lucky, a whole bunch of trainers. And Hoff was in there. Like, a whole bunch of trainers come together for a good cause. Trainersdoinggood.com is the initiative. Check it out. We've got some t-shirts and merch up for sale. 100% of proceeds from the merch will be donated to charity. And our current charity is takethis.org. Link is in the description. Definitely check them out. They provide mental health and wellness support for people that work in and around the gaming industry. So creators, developers, designers, engineers, they provide mental health support for them. And so it's really, really cool charity. It's been around for a long time, and definitely check them out. But Adam, now we can talk some news. I want to talk Ultra Unlock. This was all of August, pretty much. And it's wrapped up now. As of a little while ago, Ultra Unlock 3 just wrapped up. And, you know, when the bonuses were first announced after GoFest, I was cautiously optimistic that they would have enough steam to get us through August. And this was before the whole interaction thing. So Ultra Unlock 1, that was Time. It actually started in late July. Shiny Dialga, Shiny Shieldon, Cranidos. We had Unknown U be introduced at that time. And a bunch of fossils that were in the Wild Raid and Eggs. Unlock 2 was Space. That was August 6th through the 17th. That was Shiny Palkia, Kangaskhan, Heracross, the regional Pokemon forums in the wild raids and eggs. And then we just wrapped up Ultra Unlock 3, which was the 20th through the 31st. That was the Galar stuff with Hoopa's Madness, Zacian, Zamazenta, Squovat, Wooloo, Phalanx, all that, Galarian Pokemon all over the place, and all the timed researches and all that. So, Adam, I want to hear two perspectives from you. I want to hear, just from a pure feature and benefit perspective, how these events looked like on paper. Were these good events? But secondly, because of the vibe of the game, how difficult was it to enjoy these events, even if they looked fucking good on paper?
So I think everything looked good on paper, except for Heracross being in raids.
Oh, you mean turning off the shiny?
Yeah.
That was a bad look. That was a bad look. That was something that should have been communicated. It still wouldn't have felt good, but they definitely should have communicated that.
Yeah, and then we had like the Phalanx issue with raids, and then we've had a couple of times where during certain periods of time, unknown to you, it was not shiny. So
they gave people a makeup, some hush money, some hush items because of that. Yep.
So I feel like there's definitely issues with raids, and it basically all had to do with raids. And like, I guess with everything, there wasn't a lot of raiding going on for me personally. Like when Heracross was in raids, yes, I did Heracross, but other than that, it was kind of like lackluster.
But all the Heracross that you did for the most part were remote, right? So it wasn't even like you were out playing. Right. Again, another one of the, I don't want to say it's a negative, but you just sit at home and do all your raids all day. It's like, yeah, you're feeding the machine, you're contributing to the game, but yeah, at that point you're not exploring, exercising, or being socially interactive with real life people.
Right.
But a lot of people were in that mode. I agree it did look really good on paper, but this was all because of our efforts during GoFest with like the Ultra Unlock challenges. So do you think that this was a good reward, like based on what they've done previous years? Was this a good payoff for what we did during GoFest?
I think so.
Right? Like this was solid.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
lot of fun. I mean,
it was a whole month of content.
The spawn pools were really, really nice. I mean, at least for Ultra Unlock 1 and Unlock 3. 2 was kind of lackluster, but
like, do you think that this is a good way to like deliver new shinies, new Pokemon? Like, I like the way,
for sure,
because they made it part of the narrative. I think that's what made it kind of cool. It wasn't just that they were giving us regional Pokemon. There was a reason, because fucking space was distorted, and there was a reason that there's fossils in the wild, because time was distorted. And then you had the whole Sword and Shield thing with Hoopa, like bringing in the Galar Pokemon. Like, it was all part of the narrative. So the immersion for me was there. Like, it was cool.
Yeah,
having the Hoopa
really nice.
skybox, like, it really felt it. The music that plays at night. Have you listened to that song yet?
Yes.
With the lyrics.
Yep.
It's fucking great. It's so good. So good. But all right, this will be a good temperature for you. Did you do like one Zamazenta and that's it?
So I did one Zacian, and then I traded it, and for in mirror swap, and it got worse. I did get invited to a Zamazenta, and I did it, and I caught it, and then I did another one on our Zoom call.
Okay, so 2.
So 2. Yeah,
that's still low. That's like Charlie Bucket when he's like, "How many boxes of chocolate did you buy? 200? No, just 2." Oh, Adam. All right. Well, but more importantly than just doing 2, were you satisfied with just doing 2? Like, you okay with it?
Yeah.
So that's fine. Then.
But now I want another Zacian.
Well, I've got fucking 50 of them, so I can.
Oh, good.
I can trade them to you.
Make the
we
trip
just gotta
up
hang.
here just to
we
trade.
gotta hang out for 50 days, so I can trade them all with you. But no, I like the Ultra Unlocks. I think that at first I was like, really? This is now they're going to close out the season with this one event, even though it was in 3 pieces. But I think they did a good job with it. I think it had enough for each of the segments to carry. I think splitting up the last part of the Ultra Unlock 3 with the different weeks with Zacian and Zamazenta was a good call. We touched on the season of Mischief last week. We just kind of like ran through it because we had, a lot of meeting stuff to talk about. But I do want to like deep dive into how this Hoopa special research will play out. And the season starts on the 1st, of course. But Hoopa, like the storyline, will actually be kicking off on the 5th. And this is with it's a standalone like Season of Mischief Hoopa event. I don't even know what they're going to call it, but Sunday,
like a three-part series.
Yeah, but
welcome to episode 1.
Yeah, the first part is Sunday, September 5th. This is going to be an incense-based event that'll run from 11 to 5 local time. Every hour we'll see increased pool rotation between incense pool rotation between psychic Pokemon and ghost and dark type Pokemon. So every hour it'll rotate from 11 to 5. The psychic pool is going to have Execute, Jinx, Natu, Spoink, Girafarig, Munna, Beldum, and more. The ghost and dark pool will have Alolan Rattata, Poochyena, Duskull, Purloin, Sableye, Carvanha, Drifblim, and more. Who's this and more Pokemon? It's always around. We're going to have, there's going to be a collection challenge that will coincide with each like, incense pool. Oh, the whole event will have double transfer candy, and there will be a free bundle including a single incense, so at least you'll have one incense for the event, as well as event-exclusive field research. Adam, we've seen this before. We've seen these rotating events before, and I think we've had Dark even as part of it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But,
yep.
Right? But does this do anything for you? Like, I remember you not being too excited about this type of event when they did this format in the past.
Yeah, I'm not too excited. I mean, unless there's like research that goes along that I have to complete, that's like the selling point for me.
Well, there's collection challenges.
Okay, but do I have to complete it in order to get Hoopa at the end of the day? This stuff needs to be communicated.
It does. I don't think you'll need to. I don't think you'll need to. I think they would have called that out. And if for whatever reason you do need to, then they wouldn't attach a time limit. But the collection challenges typically have a time limit. So I don't think you'll need to.
I think
in order to get Hoopa.
And more, that's got to allude to like raids. Like,
oh, no.
No, but be like, oh, and more, there's a dark Pokemon called Dino. Let's put that in raids, Or like,
no.
Let's get a
It's an incense event, Adam.
Let's get a
Incense
costume
event.
Pikachu.
Incense event.
Well, and
but,
more. They just haven't figured out what the last two Pokemon they want to throw in there.
How do you feel about the and more? Do you think they should just tell us, or would that be giving away too much?
Well, I mean, it'd be cool if it was like a Pokemon that we haven't seen before, or something that's really rare. So
like they would divulge
the
info?
The dark would be like, oh, okay, we got a Dino. Like, that would be cool. Like that's a welcome surprise. Or, for the psychic, if we got Chimecho, again, that's a welcome surprise. Because of the Stardust bonus. Like, that's...
Yeah, okay. Now, I don't know. It's... When I see these events, like, I wonder, does it need a companion bonus? Like, during this, there's no... we have 2 times transfer candy. Is that enough? Or would it have needed something like 2 times Stardust or 2 times Catch XP?
Well, this will be nice, because then you can catch, and then right as the event starts, you can just dump all of the things at once and just get double candy. So it's almost like a spotlight hour, but like you actually have time to be able to delete things.
Yeah. No,
so you don't have to rush through it. You can actually be like, all right, well, I'm going to delete these.
Well, that's like last week's, we had Wooloo Spotlight Hour today. It was whatchamacallit, Baby Green fucking Squovet last week with double transfer candy. And it's like, whenever they do double transfer candy on a Spotlight Hour, I queue my whole fucking thing up. I highlight all fucking 500 Pokemon or whatever that I'm getting rid of. And then as soon as it hits 6 o'clock, I'm like, bam, fucking candy machine. Bam. And get my double candy and get that shit over with. So I always take advantage of that. This is Hoopa's introduction. Like, how does the Incense Event tie to Hoopa? Is it just because it happens to be Psychic and Dark and Ghost? Like, what's the Hoopa connection here? I don't know if I get it.
I think it'd be cool if, like, the event goes through and it's like, at the end of it, something happens.
Well,
like
we
in the
talked
sky,
about
like if you saw Hoopa in the sky or something, you know what I mean? Like coming out of the hole.
Well, I think they said somewhere in one of the comms that the actual Hoopa encounter will be somewhat early in the special research, even though the special research is going to run all season. So I don't know when you'll actually encounter it. Don't know.
Save your rare candies.
But, I guess it's Hoopa, bringing in, like, throwing up some rings in the sky, and it's like, bring on the psychic Pokemon, and just, I guess that's how they can tie it to Hoopa. But something worth talking about here is this new blog format. Did you look at this for this announcement?
No, what is it?
Oh, all right. Well, go in the doc and go to the Season of Mischief blog post and just scroll down, because you'll see that they did a visual format for the blog. We touched on it last week. I am not sure how I feel about this one. We're going to talk about the GBL update, which had a corresponding blog post, which I loved. This one I'm not so sure. What do you think of this? The blog itself, format-wise.
Wow, I like that.
You do? Are you looking at it on mobile or desktop?
Desktop.
Okay. It definitely performs better, in my opinion, visually on desktop than it does on mobile.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because this is, it says the and more. Like, that's got to be, probably two others that they don't want to disclose because they're, like, nice and rare.
I think the and more stick out like a fucking sore thumb, in my opinion.
Yes,
like, look
do.
How many times it says and more, and more, and more, and more,
yeah,
and more.
But I'm guessing, if I had to guess, it would be Dino and Chimecha.
What?
If I had to guess, yeah. Like the two and mores, because they are rare. And you, like, with an incense, they might be like one every incense.
And they've probably learned in the past that even if Dino is going to spawn, don't feature it in the key art, because it's going to be rare.
Excited, yeah.
Okay, Adam, I'm following you. I'm picking up
That's
what
just
you're
what
putting
I'm
down.
thinking.
It makes sense now that I'm looking at it like that.
I don't have any insider details.
No, but now that I look at it like that, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Because that's two potential shinies that are the and more Pokemon, but they're both valuable in their own essence. Where, like, Dino's rare and its shiny is really cool. Chimecho is shiny is wicked cool, and its Stardust gain is nice.
All right. Well, blog aside, we have that whole thing, the Incense Event, but there's a lot more fucking going on here, which we'll talk about. So the blog mentions, well, they don't actually call it out by the name biome, but what they're doing is they're showing 4 different biomes and how they're going to be more attracted. Pokemon will be more attracted to those biomes. They talked about this last season as well, where in cities, you're going to see Shuppet, Trubbish, Gothita, and more. In forests, you'll see Teddiursa, Shelmet, Carablast. Around water, Krabby, Horsey, and Mantine. There's going to be immersion type stuff. Like, this is cool. Hemispherical spawns are coming back. The north will have Jigglypuff, Slowpoke, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Bidoof, Autumn Form dealing. The south will have Clefable, Roselia, Snivy, Tepig, Oshawott, Timepole, and Spring Form dealing. Egg pools are getting shaken up, including the Adventure Sync eggs, which in my opinion, they don't have Axu. I don't want anything to do with it. And each month of the season, a Mega Evolution will get a CP boost. So this doesn't necessarily mean that for the whole month that Pokemon is available in Mega Raids. It just means that when you're using those Megas, they'll have a CP boost. September, it's Mega Slowbro. October, Mega Gengar. Hey, October, spooky month, they put Gengar. Good job. And November, Mega Houndoom. And we talked last week about... Oh, I want to get your opinion on this, Adam. We talked about Shiny Ditto. And originally, we didn't know exactly how that they were going to do it. So we have confirmation from Niantic. We put it up on Twitter a couple days ago. That if you encounter a shiny Pokemon in the wild, let's say like Ghastly is in the new Ditto pool. If you encounter a shiny Ghastly, no matter what, it can't be a Ditto. So you'll never have to worry about encountering a shiny Pokemon only to have it turn into a Ditto. However, Shiny Ditto is here. So what does that mean? Do I have to catch a shiny Pokemon? No, that means if it's a shiny Pokemon that you encounter, you can catch that Pokemon. That it is what it is. The only way to get a shiny Ditto is to encounter a non-shiny Pokemon in the wild that Ditto can be disguised as. So you'd have to find a non-shiny Ghastly per se. Then that could turn into a Ditto, which can then possibly be shiny.
All right, I'm going to need a photo of the Ditto pool.
It's literally... Well, Adam, I have good news for you. This new blog format actually fucking gives you a visual representation of the Ditto pool. So you could literally just grab a screenshot. Ghastly, Drowsy, Remoraid, Teddiursa, Gulpin, Numel, Stunky, Dwebble, and Fungus. That is the Ditto pool.
Okay. So
how do you like how they did this? Like, is this the right way to do it?
Yes, for sure.
It would definitely be a feel bad moment if you encountered a shiny Pokemon and it transformed into a non-shiny Ditto. That would be bad. But I kind of like the idea of catching a shiny Pokemon in the wild that transforms into a shiny Ditto.
And the question is, when we get the shiny Ditto, will we get the animate? Like, you know how you get the Ditto animation? Will the Ditto animation be slightly different where, yes, its colors change, but like, will you get the sparkles?
Oh, I see.
These are questions I need answered.
That's a good call. So during the O animation, the actual spiral of stars comes out. Oh, Adam, I had a real bad feels bad moment the other day.
Oh, was this about that one shiny Pokemon that ran away?
So I really wanted shiny Snorlax. I'm really, of course I catch every Pokemon, but if there's a Snorlax, I'll tap it first. I had a shiny Snorlax run on me, dude. Golden Raspberry Ultra Ball, excellent throw, curveball. And there's a slight chance that this is my fault. Was I driving or was I a passenger in the car? I'm going to put those things together. Yes. So, usually, the speed cap does not fuck with me. Ever. But what this was I wasn't at cruising speed. I was coming to a stoplight. And wanted to catch the Snorlax when the vehicle was stopped at the light. I don't think I rested long enough for the game to recognize that I had stopped moving. I think that's why it ran.
No.
I think it was a speed cap thing.
No.
Yeah. I think it was avoidable.
Yeah, for sure. On a lighter note, I did a research task for the 7 berries, and I got 100% Scovit.
I got 100% Scovit too.
Woo!
Yay! Useless. Oh shit! But Adam, I'll ask you this now with these updates, right? You were on the running grind for a while, and you were hatching eggs. You said you were having a good time hatching eggs. You were investing into the game, buying incubators so you could do your eggs when you do your runs. With the 80 meters back, right? And the messaging out, the September 1st message, and the new Niantic. Will you go back to grinding eggs, or are you going to remain on that single incubator grind?
All my eggs right now are incubating.
Yeah, buddy. Yes. 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 That's what I like to hear. That's what I'm talking about, Adam. Yes. All right. Are you still out of the Mega Evolution thing? Like, do you still not care?
I did catch 10 normal type Pokemon today and got 10 Mega Pidgeot candy.
Okay.
So like, let me say, thank you Niantic for updating the little image next to the Mega Candy. That has like I've been meaning
Game
to
changer.
like tweet about it or say something. Like
I did tweet about it.
I know, but I didn't.
We did.
Okay. But like that made me so happy.
It's so good. It's
so
such
happy.
I would never be able to tell the difference at all. Like
no, not at all.
I would never know what it is. Yeah. So now you see a little image, like if it's Charizard Mega Energy, you see the Charizard like next to the Mega Energy. So yeah,
brilliant.
Huge quality of life. Huge quality of life thing. But dude, I've been doing 2 Mega Evolutions a day. It's been, steady. Like with Zamazenta, I just have my fucking, Gengar or Pidgeot Mega Evolved all fucking day. I wake up in the morning, I Mega Evolve. In the middle of my workday, I Mega Evolve it again, have it all day. I'm starting to understand, man. I'm starting to understand the mega mechanic in Go, and I get it now. So, yeah, I'm on that. I'm on that Mega grind.
Explain the fact it for the young ones.
Because it has a dramatic difference in battling. For fucking raiding. Like, I'm raiding with my coworkers that are all like level 25 to 35. It makes a huge difference to get that extra 20% from the Mega. Like, if we're doing a 5-person remote raid, I need all that bonus damage I could get because they're low level. It's helped out so much. It just makes raids so much fucking easier. So much easier. It's great for rockets, too. And gyms. Anyway, all right, Adam, a couple more things to dig into. I know we're going long. Go Battle League Season 9. I guess we can run through this pretty quick. But this blog, in particular, this guy needs a fucking raise. I want to give a huge shout out to the blog designer on this. It's probably the best blog formatting that Niantic has ever done. Ever. I don't know if it's the same person that did the Season of Mischief one, but if it was, this one's way better. Way better. So, shout out to the blog designer. Adam, have you seen this blog?
No.
Go to it, right meow.
I am going to it, right meowth.
I'll read. Season 9 of GBL actually started yesterday. So, and the ranking up system is going to be exactly like it was in Season 8. So, pretty easy, based on just committing to playing matches and winning matches, to get to rank 20, which is cool. We started with Great League and Great League Remix. The blog clearly details what the bans are for like the Great League Remix. Visually, you see a picture of the Pokemon. So nice style in the blog. We're also going to work through Ultra, and then when we hit the Master League rotation, it also includes the Little Jungle Cup, which is a 500 CP cap tournament with a bunch of other restrictions. And then we also have a Halloween Cup in October, a Player's Choice Special Cup, where they're going to allow for like voting. Oh, and hitting Legend gets you Leon's pose, which is absolutely badass. Leon has good pose. As for moves and attacks, normal type Weather Ball is now a thing. Does 55 damage in PvP and PvE. All Weather Ball attacks now, Fire, Ice, Water, and Rock, and normal, will all do 55 damage in PvP and PvE. So they actually nerfed the other forms of Weather Ball down a little bit in damage, from 60 to 55. Crunch now has the chance of lowering the opposing Pokemon's defense. That's cool. Zap Cannon is now guaranteed to lower the opposing Pokemon's attack. This is huge. Zapdos, Regirock, Magnezone, Porygon Z, all these Zap Cannon users, this is solid. Guaranteed to lower the opposing Pokemon's attack. Scald, which we, are seeing more of now through, the the Eevee Community Day.
Yeah.
It has a lower energy cost and has the chance to lower the opposing Pokemon's attack.
Ooh, I like that.
Feather Dance, back in the game. Feather Dance will cost more energy, so they wanted to slow that move down a little bit. Mega Horn will now do slightly more damage from 100 to 110. So Pokemon like Nidoking, Heracross, Escavalier, good for them. Heracross now does more damage. Heracross boss approves. Move pools were updated. Nidoking will now be able to learn Sand Tomb. Poliwrath can learn Scald. Heracross can learn Rock Blast. What?
Ooh, that's a nice one.
What? So,
What? No.
What? So you could have a Rock Blast Mega Horn Heracross? That's legit. Manectric can learn Thunderfang and Overheat, so you get some nice coverage there. Normal Cast Form, like we said, can learn Normal Weather Ball. And Kofagrigus can learn Shadow Claw. And Adam, does any of this matter to you?
I really like Scald. I'm gonna try to
Okay.
figure out how to fit that into my strategy. But I do really like that Crunch has a chance of lowering defense.
Yeah, sure. The stat moves, man. If you can get it off,
Giggity.
it's giggity. It's good. It's good. What about the Little Jungle and the Halloween Cup? Are you into any of this? Did you try
I'm
like
excited.
you usually try these things when they do these like one-offs?
Yeah, typically. Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Little Jungle is fun. To try this would be very low cost because you clearly don't have to power anything up to above 500. So accessibility would probably be really high on this one. So if you want to try something new, give that one a shot. I like it. But we do have to move on. The last bit of news here, and I know we got fucking emails always get bumped. We're going long in the tooth here. Sorry, I was rambling. But we have info on the Psychic Spectacular. This is going to be running from the 8th through the 13th. You ready, Adam? We got new Pokemon. You ready?
I'm ready.
Inkay. And its evolution, Malamar,
Inkay.
added to the game. Remember last week we were talking about that riddle when they were talking about revolving and, it can be turned upside down on the side or whatever? Yeah, that's fucking Inkay and Malamar. The revolving Pokemon. So, yeah. Got him. But if you remember in previous games to evolve, you had to like turn the DS upside down. So they better make you have to fucking turn your phone upside down to evolve this thing. That's all I'm saying. There's going to be a special research story called Misunderstood Mischief. They are all in on the Mischief.
So much mischief.
We'll have Psychic Spawns, Abradrowsy, Gothita, Solosis, and more. There's that and more Pokemon again. Raids will also feature Psychic Pokemon. Lugia will be here. This is during the time of Mega Slowbro. And more, again. Jeez, the raids too. Adam, hot take on the Psychic Spectacular. How is it?
And more. We're going to have a Psychic Pokemon in raids. New Pokemon's nice, and I like that.
I was going to say.
It's bite-sized. I like that it's bite-sized.
It's a 6-day event.
Yeah,
So
but it's not like, yeah, you can catch as many Inkays as possible, but it's a bite-sized event with enough time where you don't have the FOMO. Like, you can play it casually and enjoy it.
What I like here is...
And it's one new Pokemon.
It's right. 2 with the evolution, but...
I mean, I don't count that.
Oh, yeah, we've also learned that Adam doesn't evolve any of his Pokemon.
Listen, we evolved a whole bunch on the Zoom call the other
So
day.
on the Zoom call the other night, I don't know how it came down to it, but I demanded Adam share his game screen on the Zoom and pull up his Pokedex. And he has nothing evolved across all the generations, nothing. I was like, how? Peer pressure, we forced Adam to evolve a bunch of shit because he
it
literally
was all
had
shiny stuff, though.
I couldn't believe he didn't evolve all this shit to this point. But anyway, Adam ended up evolving a bunch of Pokemon. I spent 500,000 Stardust. That was my contribution to the outside of the box, outside of the comfort zone on the Zoom call. I spent almost 400 rare candy on Mew, Meloetta, and I guess I put the rest in Victini, I think, or Celebi. Like, I had to clear fucking space out of my inventory, so I got rid of all my rare candy. No, I like it. It's a nice little bookended event. Like, it almost, to me, seems like 6 days is too much for this. But we're also going to be into the Hoopa story. We're coming off the Sunday the 5th. We had the one-day event. A couple days later, we have Psychic Spectacular. The following weekend, we have Oshawott Community Day. Like, there's going to be stuff going on. But I don't know. This seems like I might get burnt out by, like, day 5. And then the last 2 days of this event might seem slow. I don't know. I just think it might be a little too long, but we'll have to see.
I think it's fine.
And did we talk about this? Are you going to go after Lugia? Yeah, you said you wanted XLs.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely need some XL candy.
Okay. All right. I'm always down. I'll do them all. Jumped in a raid today. Adam sent me an invite with the Noise and Grandma Tuttle.
Yeah, my squad.
That was pretty hot. I was hoping for the shiny, didn't get it.
I was hoping for the shiny, didn't get it.
Yep. But yeah, that was fun. But Adam, I believe that was a show. I'm excited, man. It's like I really.
Next episode, I don't care what the news is. We need to read all of our emails.
We do. We'll get through the emails next show. I think we have voicemails too, so we'll get through all that stuff. I apologize. Hopefully some of it's still relevant. We could use it. But I apologize. Don't stop emailing. Please continue to email info@luredup.com. You can leave us a voicemail, 732-835-8639. Check out PokemonProfessor.com for everything that's going on with the network. LuredUp.com for everything that's going on with the show. Before we go, I do want to give a huge shout out to our show supporter tier patrons, Ace Trainers, Adrock, Alex, Andrew, Brian, Brittany, Chad, Carol, Chris, Cody, Eric, Garrett, G-Stacks87, Griggle788, Harry, Heracross Boss, James, Jason, J. Mackle, Justin, Canto, Cody, Ken, Lynchbot, MD, Mike, M. Pitts, Pokemon Purple Pancakes, Ricky Sam, Smeatwad, Todd, The Noise, and Woodwoes Wolf. Thank y'all so incredibly much. We appreciate your support dearly. Oh, there was a couple updates to Patreon. I believe we had some new patrons. Let me just look at that really quick. Oh, and shout out to a new patron at the Discord tier, Brian. Thank you so much. Also, we had Nicholas join at the Discord tier for a full year using our annual plan. Save some money there. And Sir Amanda upgrading from a monthly plan to an annual plan, also saving her money and giving us a year's worth of support all at once. Woo. Amanda, thank you so much. Thank you to all our patrons, really. It really means the world to us. But Adam, that in fact was a show. That was a lot. I'm fired up. I'm ready to play. I want to go play. I need a good solid sesh. I don't know about you.
I need a good solid sesh.
We got to play together, man. We got to figure this out soon. We need to hook up.
Whoa. Okay.
That was the most Adam thing ever. Oh, shit. But Adam, that's a show. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And everybody who stayed this long and listened to us.
Yes, go over an hour. I apologize it went long. But thank you, trainers. Keep training, trainers.
Adios.
Hopefully you're trained a little harder now. Now it'll feel better. You get some gains.
Yeah, show us those gains. Show us those increased Pokemon caught and all those balls. We want to see your balls. Ball check.